Here in Palm Beach, where golf is an indoor sport, the support staff at these exclusive courses can be exhaustive. Cooks, maids, chauffeurs, and children's nannies all labor to keep the courses at their best. The games played after dark are always the most challenging. It's during such games that the lines between the societal classes are blurred, when the gentleman or the lady of the house can be paired with a nanny or pool boy for a best ball twosome. These games can be deadly, and the penalty strokes lethal.
Well, she's a jolly good fellow, which nobody can deny.
You look like a monkey and you smell like one, too.
No, thank you.
Open it. Okay.
Oh, Rita.
Do you like it?
I love it.
Good.
Well, this will put a little wind in your sails.
Carl, look.
Oh, let me guess. From Rita.
Who else? This must be a payback for Tommy Bartell.
Maybe I shouldn't be hearing this.
Absolutely right. You know what, darling?
Would you check on Colette for me? I told Sawyer to put her bed half an hour ago.
Sure, no problem. Ladies?
And who is Tommy Bartell?
Tommy Bartell was the star running back in high school. Rita stole him from me.
Yes, and it took Liz 10 years to forgive me.
Colette, lie down. It's time to go to bed.
I came to check on Colette.
She's sleeping.
Well, maybe it's time for someone else to lie down.
And Alistair Hotel said yes to my designs. I begin next month.
Early eclectic postmodern with just a hint of neoclassical.
Of course. What else do hotels want? You want to see my designs?
Oh, yeah.
You son of a bitch! Right in my own house, you little slut!
Liz, stop it. Stop it right now. Listen to me. Soraya had something in her eye.
Damn you! Damn you.
Soraya, why don't you go over and set eye out?
Mr. Rest.
Yeah, that's okay. Listen, I apologize. You both known Liz a long time. She's just not acting herself lately.
I love the way we make love.
Yeah.
I love the way you make me feel. I love everything about it.
I love these. I love this. I love this.
Chris, I can't. I gotta get going.
Why? Not still early yet.
It's late and I've got a crazy day tomorrow. I've got a pattern maker out sick. I've got a fabric supplier who doesn't know the difference between rose and a violet print. And I have a sales rep breathing down my neck. You know, you and I have been spending so much time together, I should probably just move in. Does that scare you?
Ken, can you run a make on this for me?
Sure, I'll get right on it.
Thanks. Trouble in paradise?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
So nothing you want to talk about?
Nope. There's surveillance logs signed and dated, guaranteed to withstand tricky moves of defense counsel.
So the weekend was fine then?
Yeah, it's fine, no complaints. How about you, Sam? How was the party?
Weird with a capital W. Liz blew up. She thought she caught her husband in the clinch with their nanny. He says he was getting grit out of her eye.
Maybe it was.
You didn't see their nanny.
Did you think she believed you yesterday?
Does it matter?
Sometimes you make me feel like a whore.
Sometimes I want you to behave like a whore.
I'm really sorry about yesterday.
Why? You shouldn't be. I mean, there's no reason to apologize. At least that's the way I see it. How were things after we left?
Well, Carl denied it, of course. He wasn't even angry with me for making a scene. He said he was just glad that my feelings finally came out about this.
It's an easy thing to say.
I know. But maybe I was wrong. I've always had a short fuse, and I am carrying around a lot of guilt about him and Colette right now.
Why? Because of the business?
Yeah. Sometimes it runs me. It's not all 3-hour lunches at 4-star restaurants, you know.
Is that what Carl thinks?
No. He feels like I can't stand the success now that I've achieved it. He feels I'm trying to tear everything down like yesterday. There's a term for it, you know. It's called the wrecked by success syndrome.
Well, it doesn't seem to me like you have a problem dealing with success. Is that why you were thinking about getting a divorce a year ago?
I thought Carl was having an affair. I guess there's a pattern here, right?
Yeah, well, maybe it's his pattern. And you seemed pretty convinced yesterday. So what happened a year ago?
I don't know, Rita. I felt distant. I felt like we weren't connecting. I confronted Carl about the affair, but he denied it. It wasn't like I could prove anything.
So then things got back on track?
Well, we're still having sex, if that's what you mean.
Well, lucky you.
Hi, it's Annie. I can't give you the phone right now, but if you leave me your name and number, I'll get back to you. Thanks.
Annie, it's Chris. All right, call me, please.
Hi. Sorry I'm late. You okay?
Yeah. You know, do you ever get the feeling that somebody's trying to make themselves unavailable?
Yeah, many times. Wait a minute, you said that the weekend was fine and there were no complaints. So what's wrong with this picture, Sam?
She wants to move in with me. I mean, she just came right out and said that she wants to move in. Oh, man, I like her, Sam. I'm crazy about her. She's funny, she's smart, but I like to take things slowly.
It's one way of putting it.
Hey, you're supposed to be on my side.
I am. It's just, when it comes to women and long-term relationships, I hate to say it, Chris, but glaciers move faster.
You're not still mad at me, are you?
No. No, it's something I ate.
Sounds to me like an ulcer's acting up again. Let me get you your pills.
No, thanks. Just got too much to do today not to go into work.
You work too hard, Liz. A little rest wouldn't hurt. After what happened Sunday,
I think you should still consider getting some help.
I told you I'd think about it.
I know. None of us can avoid therapy, Liz. If we do, somebody usually has to pay the price, and I will be honest with you. Lately around here, that person has been me. Love you.
Too.
Hi, baby.
You had a little extra on that last serve, huh?
That's why we're here, isn't it, Mitch? So I can take it out on you in the court?
Oh, my aching bones.
Call Reston. Yeah. Yeah, sure, I can do that. No. No problem. Bye-bye.
Everything all right?
Guess. That was the nanny. She wants me to pick up Colette at school. Says she doesn't want to drive. Sounded upset about something. Guess I can't go another set, buddy boy.
Excuses, excuses.
Hey, Mitch. Why don't you go beat up on those kids over there? This old man needs the steam room. Huh? See you later. Sweetie, why don't you go play in the jungle gym? Daddy will be with you in a minute, okay? All right. What have you done?
I think we're through here. Go ahead and get the grinning team.
Dr. Lincoln, I thought Roger was on duty today.
He's cutting. I'm calling.
So what do we got?
Hispanic female, early 20s. Preliminary examination indicates a broken neck. Massive contusion of the left temporal bone. What?
Friend of the family's.
Think it was sexual assault?
Not so far as I can tell. We'll know more after the autopsy.
What about these facial lacerations?
Well, judging from the spacing and the depth, I guess his fingernails.
She must have struggled with the attacker and gotten pushed.
On this thread on the banister. Bag.
I'll wrap things up here. Ship the body downtown.
Okay. Tell Roger we'll meet him for the opening. So who found her?
Carl Reston, he's outside on the terrace.
Did you call Liz yet?
No need to. She was here the whole time.
What?
Told the officer on the scene she slept through this. I figured I'd let you talk to her about it.
Perfect. Now, listen. She was terribly upset. Maybe you could talk to her.
Sure.
But I'd like to ask you a couple of questions.
Are you okay? I can't believe this has happened. I can't believe I slept through all of this.
Take it easy. Liz, how did you get that scratch on your face?
I don't know. I must have done it in my sleep.
So why don't you tell me everything that you can remember about today?
We'd just gotten home. I picked Colette up after school.
That's the normal routine?
No, it was Roya's job to pick her up, but she called me at the club. I was playing tennis. Asked me if I could do it.
Did she indicate why?
Not so many words, but she sounded upset, distracted.
What happened when you got back here?
The front door was unlocked. Fortunately, I was ahead of my daughter, so I saw the body first. I sent Colette off so she wouldn't see it, then I called the police.
What time would that have been?
2:30, thereabouts. Then Liz, she'd come out of the bedroom. She had just woken up.
Is your wife usually a heavy sleeper?
No, sometimes. She hasn't been feeling well. Look, I won't insult your intelligence. I assume your partner told you what happened here on Sunday, but I can tell you this, as a professional. Liz, she is incapable of killing anyone. She was home today because she was sick. Roya must have surprised an intruder. Put up a hell of a fight.
Is there anything missing from the house?
I don't know. I didn't set foot in the hallway or the stairs. I made sure Liz used the back stairway. I didn't want to disturb anything that might be helpful to the police.
Is there anyone that can verify your whereabouts around the time of the murder, Carl?
Yeah. Mitch Rydell. I was playing tennis with him at the time that Sabrina called.
Thanks, Carl. We'll be in touch.
What was that about?
Never mind. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, that's right. Orange spicy beef and shrimp fried rice. As soon as you can. Thanks.
So, what's it gonna be? Life in the Bachelor jungle or domestic bliss?
I'm making a list of the pros and cons, Sammy. Making a list of the pros and cons.
Ooh. Well, in the pros, you should put on the list a new stove, because with Annie moving in, you might just get to turn it on.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Thanks.
Magic hands, Sammy.
Thanks. Yeah, Lorenzo. Right? Okay, thanks. It's a lab, Sam. They found 3 sets of prints on those broken vases. Housekeepers, the nannies, and Liz's.
An intruder could have had plastic gloves on.
Yeah. And I don't see Liz as the type to do much dusting.
Look, I have known her for 15 years. She is a very good friend and a decent person. I don't believe she could have done it.
Look, Reed, I know she's a good friend of yours, and I can saw wood with the best of them. When someone starts slinging china from 30 feet away, it intrudes on my dreams. How'd she get that scratch on her face?
She says she doesn't know.
No idea.
You're saying she did it?
No, I'm saying that I can see motive here. But she lets things slide on the home front. Finally cops to what's going on, sees the nanny tarting up and pops a gasket.
Well, it's just classic, Christopher. I mean, did it ever occur to you that maybe Reston didn't get the call at the tennis club?
Why would he kill her if he was doing her? Especially if he was doing her. I know the takeout guy did it.
Hi.
Hey.
I was in the neighborhood and I thought you might want to take a break. I know it seems like I've been avoiding you, but I haven't. I've been really busy and I missed you.
I missed you too.
Sam!
Sam?
Yeah, it's my partner. We're working on this case. It's strictly business.
Come on, where's Mr. Magic Hands? I want to play another business.
That's all right. I can't stay anyway.
Annie, wait a second. It's not what you think.
Isn't it?
Annie, wait!
Bad timing?
The worst. Hey, Raj.
Hey, buddy. You know, I offered Rita a manicure once. She didn't go for it.
It's no wonder. You do your best work with dead people, Raj.
Come here, I want to show you something. It's very interesting. Okay.
What am I looking at?
It's human tissue. I got it under the dead woman's fingernails. I already sent it out for typing.
Oh, you're good. You're good. Those are assailants, huh?
Mm-hmm. You know, what's interesting is not the tissue itself, but the trace of face powder that's on it.
So the killer was a woman?
Could be. Oh, I got something else for you. This is silk thread. Pink silk. Very expensive.
Where from?
Clutched in her hand. I took the liberty to run it down to forensics to compare it with this. This is a thread you found at the top of the banister. It's a perfect match. Not that I'm trying to do your job for you, but if I was to take an educated guess, I'd say that your killer wore something in pink silk.
Face it, Rita, those tissue samples and fibers match. This is something you're gonna have to deal with. You talked to Reston's tennis partner, his alibi holds up. He got a phone call from the nanny at 1 o'clock, just like he told us.
Carl Reston's strong and he keeps in shape.
So what?
So maybe he's strong enough to throw a woman over the banister. I don't know if Liz is. Nobody saw him in that steam room. Something about this whole thing stinks.
You want me to do this?
No, I'll do it. Why don't you go talk to her husband? Is Liz here?
Rita? Liz, is anything wrong?
You guys, would you wait by the door for me, please? Look, Liz, I'm sorry, but I have to arrest you.
No. No, I don't believe this. No, this can't be happening.
I will do everything I can to help you, okay?
Carl? Why didn't you tell me about the nanny being upset, not wanting to drive? Because you suspected?
What would you have done? I'm sorry. I love my wife. Liz has a violent temper. I guess you know that. She wanted to be a wife and mother and run a business. When she couldn't do it all, she felt guilty. So she developed illusions. Justify why it wasn't her fault if things went wrong.
Those illusions include you having an affair with Soroya?
Yeah. But it was what she wanted to believe. You see, it's a form of self-destruction. I didn't think it would come to this. I meant what I said. I never thought she could do it. Ever. I still don't. What can I do for her?
Get her a good lawyer.
Her arraignment's tomorrow. I'm asking the DA not to oppose bail.
Oh, God, I just want to get out of here. At least I'd be at home with Carl and Colette. Oh, Rita, you have no idea how much I miss her. I swear if I'm ever free of this, I will never set foot in my office again.
We need to talk a little bit more about the day that Soror was killed.
What else can I say? I told you the truth. Rita, I didn't kill her. I swear it.
Easy. Let me ask you this. When you thought Carl was having an affair a year ago, do you have any idea who that was with?
Yeah, her name was Mindy Gale. She was a former Miss something or other. They met at the club. They played tennis together. Mixed doubles.
And you suspected?
Actually, no. Mindy came to me. I never suspected anything. She said she thought I had a right to know.
Did you confront Carl?
Of course I confronted Carl. But he denied it. He said that Mindy made the advance and that he rebuffed her. He said that it was just a cheap ploy to get back at him. He said she was demented.
Was she? Hi, Chris. Check this out. I just talked to Liz. She says that Carl had an affair about a year ago with a woman by the name of Mindy Gale.
Yeah, that's nice. Real good. Keep moving. All right, that's good. All right. You're doing good. Doing good. Yeah, get on the body. Lean into it. Lean in. That's it. Oh, look at the glute here. That's good. Come on. That's great. One more time. Lean over.
Mindy Gale?
Yeah, that's me.
Sergeant Lorenzo, Long Beach Police Department. I'd like to ask you a couple of questions. Do you know Dr. Carl Reston?
Can you excuse me? Yeah, I know him. Don't tell me somebody finally gave him what he deserved.
Depends on what he deserves.
Assuming he's not on a slab somewhere. The answer's probably no. What do you need?
Did you have an affair with Dr. Reston between May and June last year?
I knew he'd kiss and tell. Unfortunately, yes. What'd he tell you? That I seduced him? That he was only human? That he loves his wife?
Actually, he didn't tell me anything. It was his wife. I'm just looking for confirmation.
Yeah, we had an affair. He was so smooth he had me coming and going. You know, the type they're always going to leave their wife. Well, finally I got the picture. Divorce is expensive.
So you told his wife to force his hand?
My mistake.
How do you react to that?
He didn't get all crazy like some guys would. I guess he still wanted to see me. He told me if only I had waited. But by then I wanted to break it off.
Why?
I met someone else.
Not a married man?
After Carl, I made it a point to stay away from married men. Are you married?
It's funny you should ask. Funny you should ask.
So you want my honest opinion? Right now, I don't even think Chris would look at another woman. I mean, he may be a lot of things, but he is definitely a one-lady-at-a-time guy.
Were you ever included?
I know what you're thinking. I mean, Chris is a great-looking guy. He's smart. He's sexy. He's got that old boy charm. So if we spend 12 hours a day together, why don't we end up in the sack?
Yeah, it crossed my mind.
Well, I'll tell you why. No, don't get me wrong. I mean, in a lot of ways, Chris is everything I'd want in a guy. But he's also a lot more than that. He's my best friend. He's my partner. And he's the one person that I can really talk to. I mean, I've never had anyone in my life like that before, and I don't know if I ever will again, so screw it up with sex. Well, that would be a big mistake, and I don't think I would ever forgive myself.
Lorenzo.
Mr. Lorenzo, how'd it go with Mindy Gale?
Oh, man, she's right off the Richter scale. My guess is she can make the earth shake and quake, probably bake. That's no wonder Reston had an affair with her. So what?
So you're missing the point. The point is that he had an affair. I mean, maybe the whole thing wasn't Liz's imagination.
Yeah, like the late Soroya Molina.
Exactly. Maybe Soroya wasn't Liz's imagination either.
So what's the next move?
Well, I tracked down her previous employer.
Where?
You know that movie company, the one shooting the TV series here in town?
Oh, yeah. Argyle and Black Lace. I hear that's a very excellent show, one of those late-night gigs.
Mm-hmm. You got it. the shooting over on Ocean, so why don't you meet me back at the shop and we will go together.
See ya. Getting a little makeup.
Yeah, it looks like him. You Miles Wolf?
Sorry, I'm working right now. I can't sign any more autographs until we break.
That's nasty.
What?
Yeah, it looks like somebody popped you pretty good.
You can't be serious. You do realize this is television? Who let you in here?
I'm Sergeant Lance. This is my partner, Sergeant Lorenzo. We need to ask you a couple of questions about Soraya Molina.
Excuse me for a second. I'll do that. Whatever she said, it's a lie.
She's not saying much these days. She's dead.
Dead? How?
She was murdered. And the next question is, why did she quit working for you?
Listen, I'm in the next shot. Can we do this later?
No. But if you can walk and talk at the same time, we might be able to work something out.
What is this?
Why don't we just take this step by step?
First of all, nobody thinks you killed her. We just want to know what's going on. Did you have an affair with Soraya?
Yes, we had an affair. Sort of an infatuation. At least that's what I thought. Until she got serious.
Did she threaten to tell your wife?
Of course. So I bit the bullet, and I told my wife myself. It was work sleeping on the couch for 3 weeks just to beat Soraya to the punch. There wasn't much she could do then except claim she was pregnant, which she did. But I wasn't buying it.
Why not?
I got a vasectomy 2 years ago. I gotta go to work. So you're gonna have to excuse me. Yeah.
Maybe, Sam, maybe. Maybe Soraya was playing Carl Reston just like she played him.
See, Reston saw a way to get rid of Soraya and frame it on Liz. With all that money coming in from the talk show and the books, well, divorcing Liz would be very expensive. You, my dear, are going to be buying me lunch indefinitely.
I'm not buying you a piece of gum.
Oh, yes, you are.
We still gotta prove this.
You're buying me lunch. Liz, this is very important. I want to know everything that happened that day, every single detail.
Rita, we've been over this.
Liz, please, just start from when you woke up.
Okay. I got up. I went into Colette's room and I laid out her things for dance class. Then I went and I had some coffee.
You feeling sick at this point?
I'm not sure. I can't remember. But I know that I got back into bed because I had a stomach ache. And then Carl came in and he wanted to talk about what had happened. And I just didn't want to get into it right then. I just wasn't feeling well.
Go on.
Carl said that he wished I'd get some help. And he gave me something for my stomach and he left.
What did he give you?
Well, he gave me the pills that I always take. I have an ulcer.
Where did he get the pills?
From the top drawer of our dresser. That's where Carl keeps all the medications so Colette can't get at it. I mean, he's really strict about that.
I say he dosed her coffee, made her feel sick, and then he drugged her.
Mm-hmm.
Is that search warrant for the Reston place still good?
Yeah. I just don't know if it's such a good idea to let Reston know that we're onto it.
Who says he has to know? Okay, Sam, no surprises. Reston drives a late model Ferrari, yellow, tag number
Mary Edward Alpha 859.
I hear you.
Now that Sam cleaned everything out, it's gonna take a few minutes.
Yellow Ferrari approaching, Sam. License tag Mary Edward Alpha 859.
He's in the driveway, Sam. You've got about 30 seconds to get out of there.
Carl, there you are. Thought maybe you'd be out back. Listen, I was in the neighborhood and I thought maybe you'd like to play a game of tennis, you know, kind of get your mind off things.
Oh, well, that's very thoughtful of you, Sergeant.
Chris.
Sure, why not? I could use the exercise. How's tomorrow?
Around 4?
Yeah, thanks. I really appreciate this. Everything else the same?
Yeah, everything's the same.
Well, I appreciate you stopping by. Well, if you'll excuse me, I'm expecting a call.
Practice up on that serve. I wish you would have stayed the other night.
Listen, I know, I'm sorry. I jumped to a conclusion.
Hey, you didn't give me a chance to explain. It wasn't what it looked like. We were shooting hoops.
I know, I talked to Rita.
You what?
I talked to Rita. She made me see some things in you that I really like.
Oh, well. What did you see?
You're someone I can talk to, someone I can play with, someone I can shoot hoops with, go roller skating with.
So why don't you move in with
as
me?
bad as I do. What?
I said I want you to move in with me.
You do?
I do.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Why?
Because you're beautiful. You're intelligent, smart, funny, sexy. You got a voice that won't quit. And I plain old like you.
What am I going to do about you?
You are going to move in with me.
So tennis, huh?
Yeah, it was the first thing that popped into my head, Sam. I didn't want him to start covering his tracks.
How good are you?
Well, you know, I got a natural athletic ability.
I think it's Boris Becker.
You know, right, how long is this going to take?
Patience.
So, when are you going to take me to dinner?
Excuse me? We haven't nailed this guy yet. We might not.
Yeah, well, I'm just anticipating. I mean, I assume that your calendar is fairly free unless it's starting to fill up with Mindy Gell.
What? No. I asked Annie to move in with me.
Did you really?
Yeah.
That's great. I mean, I hope you guys are really happy together.
She told me about that talk that you two had, and thanks.
You're welcome.
I think I got something. White, odorless sodium salt.
What?
C12, H17, N2, sodium oxide. Well, that's not what ought to be in the capsule, I can tell you that much.
So Reston tampered with it.
Okay, here it is. Well, boys and girls, this stuff wouldn't settle a stomach, but it sure would give you a long snooze.
What?
What?
Seconal.
Time to go see Donovan.
I know it. I mean, I never had her figured for it. I told you that right off the bat.
Well, at the time, the evidence suggested
Yeah.
that...
Never mind that. What do you got?
Just what you're looking at.
Oh, terrific. I passed up a date for lunch with the mayor, and you give me this?
Well, it proves malice aforethought, Donovan.
It's cockadoodie is what it is. It doesn't implicate him. We need more.
Maybe we can dig something up.
How?
Maybe Reston's not as smart as he thinks he is. We got enough here to get a search warrant?
Probable cause. I mean, if I do handstands for Judge Ritter, maybe. A search warrant for what?
A locker.
Good idea. I'll get on it.
Thanks, Donovan.
Yeah.
Thanks, Big D.
Well, spectator or doubles partner?
Another day, Carl.
Actually, there's a professional matter we'd like to take care of. You might be able to help us out.
You want to do this now?
Inside, if you don't mind.
Sure.
So, here's the scenario. Soroya Molina's room is here around the corner. Liz is asleep in there. You get back from the club. Now the question is, what did you do?
What do you mean?
Did you convince Soroya to do it with you on the stairs?
I beg your pardon?
You see, we know you killed her, Carl. We're just trying to connect the dots.
What are you talking about? This is absurd.
Here's what you did. You told Soroya to call you at the club at 1. And of course she did. She was expecting you home for a little fun in the sack. After you'd hung up, you told Mitch you was the nanny, that she was upset, that she couldn't pick up Colette. That way, you could blame it on Liz. Then you told him you were going to hit the steam room. But in fact, you didn't hit the steam room. You drove back here as fast as you could. And when you got here, you went upstairs to check up on Liz. See if she was still asleep after you drugged her earlier that morning with Seconal. Then you went into the nanny's room. You told her you wanted to do it on the stairs. But before things got going, pop. Then you broke the vases after putting on gloves, no fingerprints. And you, Carl, you scratched Liz. You saved the tissue. You took 2 fibers. You placed 1 on the banister, fibers and tissue on the body. And then you drove back to the club. Washed off in the steam, made sure that Mitch saw you leave. You picked up Colette, and you drove right back here.
Wait a minute, I have some patience with vivid imaginations, but I doubt they'd go this far. This is preposterous.
Oh, I don't think it is, Carl. You see, we found this underneath the dresser, and Liz remembers dropping it. It's a pill that you tampered with and gave to her. It's not a stomach sedative, it's Seconal.
You're setting me up. Why? Because you're her friend?
Yeah, right. You recognize these?
Sneakers, why should I?
Because they're yours, Carl. We found them in your locker at the club. You see, you made a big mistake tramping around the hallway in these. It's got little splinters of china in the tread from the broken vases.
You made a point of telling us that you never came back inside the house. In fact, when we arrived, after you had murdered Soraya Molina, you weren't even wearing these. Oops.
Nice try, Doctor.
This is the last of it. Yo, you want me to make some room so you can set up?
No hurry. I can take a day or two to get my bearings before I make any changes. It was a joke.
Oh.
Don't be so nervous. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Last days of independence, the struggle for coexistence begins.
It doesn't have to be a struggle. Besides, if you decide you hate me, I can always move out.
No, that's not the point.
You're right. This is a commitment. We gotta work at it. So, why did you agree to this anyway?
No, I wanted to give myself a second chance, you know?
Come on, what's the real reason?
Okay. You want to know the truth? I saw a shrink.
You did?
Yeah. His attitude kind of set me straight.
What was his attitude?
Well, he showed me that there's not much future in a solitary life. We're gonna make this work.